there are several key differences. So the first thing being that the Tello Talent cannot follow a line and cannot shoot laser. Furthermore, it cannot display words, and there's no posture recognition. Then lastly, it can recognize markers as well. However, for the HULA drone itself, it can follow a line and shoot lasers, but it cannot display words. Then there's posture recognition, and it can recognize labels and images as well as markers. So these are the similarities between Tello and HULA. So basically both can operate on this mode called the router mode as well as the Wi-Fi mode. And they both have flight simulators and support block programming and Python. Then the last few similarities are that they can detect and display markers. So router mode basically means that the drone actually connects to the router and you'll control everything through the router itself. So you'll connect your device to control the drone through the router as well. So all of you will be linked to the same Wi-Fi network. However, for Wi-Fi mode, you just connect to the drone's Wi-Fi or its SSID directly. So these are the key difference in the coding for motion blocks. As you can see for Tello Talent, the takeoff and land are side by side. However, for HULA, it's linear. So everything is linear downwards. And next, you have your up, down, forward, back, left, and right displayed over here. However, for the HULA itself, you can actually toggle whichever direction you want over here. So you can see over here, you can actually click this drop down icon and change the direction that you want to fly in. Next, your front flip, back flip, left flip, and right flips, you should probably do not need to use over here. And for the HULA, it's actually flip to direction. So you can just indicate your direction over here. Your go XYZ is now replaced with your fly to whichever direction with whichever speed you want, as well as your moving to the coordinates if you have a coordinate system. So if you do not have a coordinate system, or for example, you're not flying in the maze itself, then this function will not be that useful. So next is actually your jump and curve, which can be done with your arc flight over here. Okay, so next is the AI blocks. As you can see over here, this is that for the Tello Talent, where you can see the enable image recognition and set the recognition target, as well as the QR scanning. So over here for the HULA itself, you can see those over here. So you can recognize the labels and you can even choose the icon that you want or images that you want. Okay. So for HULA, there's a key difference, which is that you can actually scan whatever is below the drone directly with the bottom camera. So you can see over here, this is actually a camera at the bottom of the drone. Okay. So this drone can actually recognize the images either with the front-facing camera like this, or the bottom or rear camera like this, when it's directly hovering above the target. Okay. So the main key difference is that all these can be achieved with block coding, unlike Tello. So we can actually do more, such as return a result that we recognize, as well as the color. So HULA can actually recognize the color as well as the image. So both can be done. then you can align yourself to the QR code with this thing called optical flow over here. So there are two, one being your front camera, then the second being your optical flow, which is the bottom camera. Next is the sensing blocks. As you can see, all your sensors are directly displayed over here for your HULA. I mean for your Tello. And that for your HULA is displayed over here. So your pitch row, yaw, can be found over here. For all of this, you can actually find from this block in HULA. Acceleration is over here with your X, Y, and Z axis. And the same one over here for your Tello. Your temperature sensor is actually over here for your Tello Talent. Then your downward TOF distance, which is the distance from the drone to the ground, is found over here. And the altitude is right beside it. The barometer is over here. And your mission pad number is displayed over here. Mission pad X, Y, and Z is displayed over here, as well as your yaw. Yaw being that your drone's direction with respect to the small little spaceship icon on your mission pad for the Tello. For HULA, there are a bit more functions. So you have your electromagnet. So you can actually pull or push for electromagnet and check whether it's being pulled or pushed. Basically attracting or repulsing. Your steering engine, which is basically your yaw direction, can be found over here. And your TOF height is over here. On top of it, there is obstacle avoidance over here, which you can turn on and off, which is something unique. Okay. So your QR code carpet positioning can be directly found over here. And you can return a value, true or false, basically 1 or 0, if there's an obstacle in front, to its left, right, back, and even its rear. Next, since HULA has a laser, you can actually see your laser receiver being hit or not. And this function over here actually displays your battery. So your coordinates can be found over here, which is your current coordinate X, Y, and Z. And with that, let's move on to the next thing. The X, Y, and Z axis. So there are a few key differences between Tello Talent and HULA. So your Z-axis, which is basically up and down, stays the same. However, your X and Y axis are flipped for the Tello Talent and HULA. So you can rewatch this video and check or fly your drone a few times to get a hang of it. But this is especially important in your block programming because now your axes are different. So our next exercise is actually to use the flight simulator to code the drone to do the motions below consecutively. So we'll move right diagonally and up by 300 cm, then left diagonally by 150 cm and down by 100 cm. Afterwards, you'll go straight and land. So one key thing to note is that when you click this simulator icon, the running icon will be deactivated. So to quit this simulator icon, just click this red button or red pause button, then your running will be activated. Okay? So this is how to view, save, run for your coding. Firstly, we'll actually connect to the drone Wi-Fi. We select the type of flight. So in this case, we want to code. So we'll click single, basically means one program. Then after creating our program and coding it, we'll save it. So saving is very important because if you don't save your code, then if your iPad or tablet crashes or there's an issue, whatever you have programmed is now gone. Next, you'll open your save works under works over here. Afterwards, you can actually start flying it. So you can view the flight in the flight simulator. Afterwards, you can exit your flight simulator and run it for real. So after running it for real, remember there's an emergency stop button on the right of your tablet. to actually stop your code from running. So just click that and swipe it so that you can actually cut every motor on your drone if there's an emergency or when you're hitting someone or an obstacle that you do not want to hit. So this is actually a short video. On the block programming. Okay, so you can see now we are just moving clockwise. So your clockwise is very important because you can actually turn the direction that you want. So you can turn it diagonally or straight, or even the other way around.